Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 8th of September 2024. Foggy. That is right, friends. It has been foggy this week. We've just completely skipped spring and summer, frankly. We went from winter last year to autumn this year, and that's how it's been. That's just how it's been, friends. There's absolutely nothing that anyone can say. People are like, autumn doesn't start until the 21st. Mate, autumn started on the 21st of fucking February this year and hasn't stopped since. Disgusting. Some of the most fucking ridiculous weather I've seen. It's been wetter than an otter's pocket. And yet here we are. Anyway, this is my first full week of autumn, and the rotation has been brilliant. I've really enjoyed the fragrances this week, friends. I have some stuff that I haven't worn very much before. I have some stuff that I have worn a lot before. And the last fragrance is a fragrance that I once finished a bottle of. So, let's see. First up, on Monday, I wore Patchouli Noisette by Les Indomptables. This is a fragrance that I want to get to know better. Like, you can expect to see this more as autumn comes. Maybe it's even winter, because first time I smelled this, I really loved it. Right? And then over time I loved it less. And then over time I've started loving it more again. So I'm on a bit of a journey with this. It reminds us a bit of Monsieur. I don't know how I feel about it. Will I ever replace it? I don't know. You know? I sense amberwood, which is an outrageous statement. It's an outrageous statement to make. I didn't think Les Indomptables would ever go down that route. I didn't think that was a thing, but I was talking to Dura Rose, and we suspect that they may be trying to attack the old Middle Eastern market, which would explain the Nez Havane Code Oud fragrance that they've got coming out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is good longevity projection. There's like an outrageous hazelnut, Piedmont nuts. I forget what the name is. It's like a hazelnut, but they managed to get some. They managed to use an outrageous extraction technique to get some oil from it. I struggle to smell that though. The same way I struggle to smell the cinnamon in Orangère Sirocco. Shouldn't pick them up by the lids. You would have thought I'd learned by now, but here we are. Okay, next up, Tuesday. Tuesday, you should... Oh, God, it's fucking good, this. You should be all familiar with this fragrance. It is Laus by Unum, Filippo Sorcinelli. This is incense. Elemi and incense. This is like peppery at the top, and then you get a whopping great slug of elemi and incense together. It's very bracing. It's very smoky. It's very it's got that kind of sharpness from the elemi. Elemi's got this like kind of lemony sharpness, you know, almost like medicinal kind of thing. It's beautiful. I really love it. Ambery in the base. Thick. But also a bit ethereal as well. They make some fucking brilliant fragrances, this house. They really do. And they deserve a lot more love than they get, but they don't send out free bottles, you know? So the YouTube community is on its arse as far as fragrances is concerned. But this house, if you haven't tried them before, you can get samples from them. I highly recommend you do that, you know? Because maybe you won't like them. Who knows? I'm not you. Next up, we have another incense perfume. It's very similar in vibe to the old Unum, and this is Incense Avignon. This was gifted to me by my friend, who doesn't work for any brands, he's just a mate. Spy and Mash, thank you very much. You're very kind. This is a Douche 4 from the early 2000s. And it's fantastic. I don't know what age this bottle is, you know. These bottles are weird, but strangely I like them, you know. Strangely I like these bottles. I don't know, it must be like the same sort of thing as like a woman having a lipstick in a bag. I don't have a bag either, or lipstick for that matter. But a handy little thing. Sprayer's good, fantastic. But the fragrance is incense. It's woody. It's got elemi in it again, so it's a little bit resinous. It's got like some ambery aspects in the dry down, so it sticks around for a long time. It's got that kind of bracing freshness. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic fragrance. I should really review that because I've had it for a while now and I've worn it quite a few times over the years. The problem with those two fragrances is, I mean, it's a problem, but it's also not, because it's the aesthetic. You can't see what the fill level is, and you know. But I'm sure you all have experienced similar things. You know, if there's a, I don't mind it as far as, because you know the aesthetic of the bottle and that. I mean, I like a nice bottle, but you know, I've got to give it the old swish and see how much is in there. I'm guessing, you know. Thursday, I wore Eau Sauvage Parfum 2012. Now, very interestingly, when I did my comparison of these two, the Eau Sauvage 2017 and the 2012, I actually preferred the Eau Sauvage 2017 Parfum. I'm starting to enjoy this one more, I must admit. I wear this one in the autumn and the winter, and I wear the Elemi one in the spring and the summer, and I think that's the way to go. Because the Elemi one has that kind of sharp, fresh, still creamy and resinous, but it's very interesting, Elemi. I've got some. It's very interesting, you know. It's got something a little bit of toothpaste about it as well. Myrrh can be like that. Slightly minty, but more in texture. Do you know what I mean? Smell it and think about that the next time you do. Oh, it's fantastic. Big myrrh. Big fuck off myrrh. Vetiver as well. So it's got that creaminess, like a creamy vetiver and myrrh. Okay. Friday, I wore another incense perfume. And this is sort of vintagey, but it's not that vintage. This is Encens Flamboyant by Annick Goutal. This is the one that I haven't worn as much as the other two. I've got Myrrh Ardent, and I also have Ambre Fétiche, which is fabulous. They're all fabulous, to be fair. It's a great line of perfumes, this. Made by Isabelle Doyen and Camille Goutal. Incense, nutmeg, incense, some kind of balsamic resin sort of thing going on as well. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very hard to find, very expensive now, and getting more expensive. Don't pay those prices. There are other incenses out there, but I managed to get this at a decent price, so I was happy to do so. Encens Flamboyant performance is really good as well, actually. On all of these, of course, because it's autumn and winter. It's performance you don't have to worry about this time of year. Okay, next up, yesterday it was so wet. And I thought, what should I wear on this wet weather? For this wet weather? And I thought, well, I know. There is a fragrance I own which is utterly perfect for the wet weather. And it's this. For Him by Narciso Rodriguez. I believe this is the Eau de Toilette. I just have to believe it's not written on the bottle anywhere. This is another bottle where you can't see how much is left in it. It smells like the colour. See that grey, blue, violet kind of colour? It's like wet. Everybody talks about this wet concrete thing from the musks. And that is very kind of that kind of cement kind of vibe, you know. But it's got these little flickers of like violet and pink pepper and a little bit of patchouli in there as well, they're always there, but you have to look for them at some point, and then you find them and you're like, oh god, this is so good. This is when Coeur de Jean still fucking cared, like. The stuff he's done at Dior, I haven't smelled the new Esprit de Parfums, but this is when Coeur de Jean was really good. There was it wasn't a meme, but it was like a thing everybody talked about, that Coeur de Jean always did the best work for other houses. You know? You have to say, whether you love him or hate him, he's been one of the seminal perfumers of our time, you know. He's made some absolutely massive perfumes. He's made some great perfumes. It's just, now he's at Dior, it's just, I want a big hitter from him, you know. Something like this, something great. That said, this has been discontinued because no one was fucking buying it. Harsh. Great perfume. Okay. Speaking of great perfumes, my scent of the day today. This is the vintage L'Instant de Guerlain Eau Extrême. This was sent to me by Eugene, and it was in its right and proper bottle, and it was the vintage that everyone goes mental for, because I love the original. No, not the original. I love the Eau de Parfum, and as you can see, I finished a bottle of it. This is in the previous bottle. It's the one everyone went crazy for. And I cracked it. So I had to save the bottle before it started to leak. That's why it's in this industrial presentation you see before you. First time I've worn this for quite a while, actually. This is patchouli, citrus at the top, elemi again, chocolate, patchouli, sandalwood. Oh, it's just fantastic. Made by a perfumer called Beatrice Piquet, who unfortunately passed away quite young. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant perfume. Performance is really good. It's an all year rounder. You can't go wrong. It's what Guerlain used to be. You know, the best perfume house in the world. And now it isn't. It's pretty sad, actually. It's pretty sad, but not to worry. I have this, and then I have the other bottles of the EDP as well. I got some 100 mils, actually, from Canada. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Thanks very much. Bye.